Hey everybody, welcome to a special episode of TV Show Show. As some of you know, because we totally tried to hide the fact that it exists, our first season covered Beast Wars Transformers, and we actually managed to get an awesome interview with Blue Man Kuma in, who played Tigatron. And we actually lined up an even crazier interview with
Yeah.
Garry Chalk, who played Optimus Primal. And then he got a wild diagnosis of cancer, so he had to go fight that for a while. And now that he's better, he's recovered and we're able to do the interview now. So welcome, Garry. Garry, this is my partner, Mike. We've been doing the podcast for a couple years now.
It looks like a gorilla.
Thank you.
There you
I
go.
I get that a lot.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, couple silverbacks here.
That's
Yeah.
right. I played the silverback in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, really?
No
What was your
kidding.
character in Ninja Turtles? Which one was that?
There was a silverback gorilla in an Armani suit who's in a TV series.
Oh, that's perfect. That sounds like somebody that cast you for that was a fan of maybe the Transformers and was doing some synergy, some artistic synergy maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Because I had great lines of, who you calling a chimp, chump?
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, so first, congratulations on beating cancer. Like,
Yes, thank
what a
you.
wild
Yes,
trip.
congrats.
Like that's huge. We're so glad that you made it through. We were all worried about you for a bit
Yeah.
there.
We followed the
Um,
news pretty closely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was quite the oh, there you are. It was quite the adventure, I gotta say. Um, because I thought I was gonna die back a year ago, December. It was pretty rough shape. So I'm sitting in the hospital, and then on I guess December 23rd, memorable date in my mind, I got my first chemotherapy,
Mhm.
and I woke up the next morning going, "Hey, the fog is gone. I'm feeling not bad." I don't kid yourself. It gets a lot worse before it gets
Yeah.
better, and it did. But it was I was kind of a pioneer. I think I was the first one to get this treatment, and because it was stage four, so they gave me this treatment, and it was pretty harsh. You know, got 1 week was chemo, the next week was I had to inject myself every day, and then the next week is chemo, and the next week blah blah blah, for 6 months like that, and well, it worked. So now BC Cancer is using that as their treatment, as their go-to treatment. So
That's
Wow. So
terrific.
you
that's
were
good.
like you were a guinea pig on the
Yeah,
process, and
apparently I don't know,
wow,
but
that's
yeah,
awesome.
but it worked. But boy, oh boy, that was a hell of a deal. I was out of commission for almost a year.
Your IMDb is full of like 7, 8, 10, 12 projects a year, and then 2025 will always be
Nothing.
this
This
mysterious gap
blank.
The
when
gap year,
like
yeah.
it took cancer to make you stop working. Like that's
Yeah, but I still
yeah.
managed to work
Oh, of course. I imagine.
in
What kind of
February.
projects do you get up to?
Last February, I was doing a cartoon series called Monster Loving Maniacs. You can see it on YouTube. It's pretty funny. It doesn't
Awesome.
air in America or Canada. It's in 21 languages. It's from Denmark,
Oh,
and I did the prelay for it a couple of years ago, and it became very popular. So I did another. I'm doing another series of shows this year, and so I did my first batch in February, and
awesome.
it was great because I got my voice back.
That's great,
Because
yeah.
when I was in the hospital, my voice sounds like this. I had no voice, and she goes, and my I remember my agent going, guess what? It got picked up for 52 episodes, and I said, oh, that's great. And she goes, are you going to sound like that forever? I said, no. She goes, well, they want to record on January 4th. And I went, well, you know, I'm in the hospital, right? Yeah, but you'll get better. When do you think it'll get better? I said, February. And she goes, I'll call you back. And later on the day, I got a call back, and she goes, "Yep, they're going. They were going to work around your schedule." So I said,
Absolutely, they
That's
are.
perfect.
"There
Yeah.
you go." So, so I was working. I'd work literally a couple of days a month. That was about all I was good for, because when you're in the chemo, you're just like you're in coma.
Yeah.
You get chemo brain, and you get so weak.
Mhm.
And but then it ended, and so I'm back to work. I just started a new series about.
What's that?
Well, it's a show with Scott Bakula. I can't really say much
Ooh,
about it, but
Oh, okay.
remember Scott Bakula from
Oh,
Quantum
for
Leap?
sure. Quantum
of
Leap, Star
course.
Trek. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm working with him, and he is a lovely guy. As a matter of fact, the whole cast, a lot of them I don't know, but they're all really, really great people, and it's a great show. I just finished my first episode day before yesterday. Then I
Congratulations.
go back again next week or something.
Awesome. Awesome. And
Yeah,
you said you're going to LA tomorrow for something too?
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm doing a con in Burbank.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Is that going to be your first con back since the whole
Been a
fight?
few years.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
wow. That's exciting. And how you feel about that going back to the con
Well,
world?
I don't know, because like I'm still in recovery. It takes a long time to get back to normal.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like they say, the standard, if you're 6 months in chemo, it's 18 months recovery,
Jeez.
because they fill you full of poison that kills
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it takes that long to detox all that stuff. So I get tired easily, and I have a tendency to do this.
Well, I mean, you could be president. That
I
that
could be
doesn't seem
president.
to
There
that
you go.
doesn't yeah.
Yeah, I could be a president,
That
but
doesn't seem to be a thing that stops you from holding that office. So I don't think
well,
anything's really holding you back there, Gary.
but it's so funny, because it just happens, and it's like kind of narcolepsy light.
Yeah.
It just I'll just if I'm not in the conversation, I'll just sort of doze a little second, and it feels like, and then yes, okay, yeah, I'm good. I just went away for a few minutes or a few seconds, because it's like only 10 seconds or something like that. And also the hiccups, side
Oof.
effect. I get the
Really.
It
hiccups.
it sounds like you have all the side effects of being stoned.
You know, that's right. Oh my God. But
You have any munchies?
no, no monkeys. I'm just very happy to be back in the saddle again, and
Yeah.
I know the fans are very excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of. I hope it's going to be okay. I mean, it should be fun.
Oh,
Um,
I bet it's going to be a blast.
oh yeah, it's a 30-year anniversary, so
All
Yeah.
right.
yeah, so it's going to be a bit,
Oh, it is. 30-year
Wow.
anniversary of the movie. Are they going to screen the old movie?
maybe, who
That could be
knows.
fun. That could be
But
fun.
yeah, well, they do all the time to screen the old, but that's Gen
Yeah,
One.
yeah,
I'm
they
Gen,
do. They
I'm Gen
do.
Two and
Yes,
Gen.
you're. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
were were you the voice of Optimus Prime in the Generation 2 ads?
that's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just found out about this
Transformers
recently. I
Generation
thought I
Two,
knew everything. Yeah, that's totally
Jetfire.
you.
Yes, I remember those. I had that was my only connection to the Transformers at that time, was doing the commercials, because I used to do a lot of radio and television commercials way back when, well, like voiceover
Yeah.
for years, and because, well, I was in my 30s, and Transformers wasn't really a part of my childhood. I'm more like a
No, no,
Huckleberry
yeah.
Hound, Quick Draw McGraw kind of guy.
Mhm.
So I didn't know, and the only reason that I got sort of woken up, as they say, to the Transformers phenomena, was we were invited down to Van Nuys, or in Anaheim, years ago, with the opening of I guess it's the opening of Beast Wars,
Mm.
and
Also 30 years ago. Yeah.
yeah, and I went to to this convention with a few people, and we're having the same people show up this year. Should be kind of fun.
Yeah.
They're a great bunch. But my wife is playing with the puppy. We got a new puppy.
Oh.
Say hi to Colleen for me.
Hi, Colleen. There you go. So I went to this thing in Anaheim, and the showrunner, he goes, there's about 3 women sitting at a little table as we're walking into the convention. And he goes, "Hey, Gal, this is Optimus." And you've seen Galaxy Quest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember when he walks into the auditorium and these girls go like that? That's exactly what they did.
You
Oh,
had your
wow.
Tim Allen moment.
Yeah. And then we came out into the auditorium. There was a ton of people in the auditorium, and they introduced us, and the place went crazy.
Oh, that's
And I went,
cool.
"Oh,
Deserved.
well, I guess this is something."
Yeah.
Because by that time, I've been doing a lot of cartoons, and I just thought, "Oh, another cartoon."
Yeah.
But it's more than that. It's a franchise. It's an iconic series, and so that was very exciting. But then I have to live up to being Optimus, which is tough because I'm a real mean, rotten beast, and having to be kind to people, and it's.
Isn't it true that is it true that you auditioned for Megatron first?
Yes. And they were going to originally cast me as Megatron, which would make me very happy. No.
Yeah, you would have been great as that.
You would have been great. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Oh,
Optimus Prime.
that just
Yeah.
sounds so right.
Yeah, but that's why, because it narrowed it down to David Kay and me.
Yeah.
And so I did my final read for
2 of the best too, right? It's like
Oh,
you're
they
in
were,
there with the John Oliver voice guy, right? Like
yeah.
it's of course you 2 were the 2 that they chose for Optimus Prime and Megatron. You're
Yeah.
iconic.
So David and I he was reading for Optimus and I was reading for Megatron. And they went through the final thing, and they're listening, and they're listening, and I think it was Sue Blue who was directing it then, and she goes, "You know what? You're Optimus, and David is Megatron, and the rest is history."
The rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's how it turned out, and it turned out great. It was really a lot of fun. And I've been working with some of those people, for the last 30 years or even more
Right.
for, different shows, some 40 years, which is
Yeah.
bizarre. But
I just realized earlier that I had in my mind, Beast Wars is still 20 years ago and the movie is 30 years ago, but no, the movie
Yeah.
is 40
No,
years
the
ago.
year's
Yeah.
40.
The
Yeah.
show is 30 years ago.
that's
I'm
right.
40. That's
Yeah.
that's what's
That's
gotten
right.
older.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We get older too, Jim.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I
I feel
got,
like I was in my late 20s when I met you, Gary, and we did a series of funny videos, like the Primal Truth videos, where we edited you with political talks, like
oh,
the
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
NDAA thing, and that.
Oh, I
Can't believe how much
remember
time
that.
has
That was a
passed.
long
Yeah,
time ago.
that was a long time ago. You look the same. I'm.
Oh, no, I don't look a little white.
We both look the same,
But
pretty much, honestly.
one
We look
great thing,
good.
I had this big bald patch on the top of my head here, like what they call a friar's patch.
Hmm.
And it all grew back.
No way.
Yeah, look.
No kidding.
All
That's
grew back.
amazing.
Man.
Oh, you got look at that thick hair. That's
I
beautiful.
know.
Wow.
I went, well, it's a hell of a baldness cure, but
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I guess all you gotta do is get stage 4 cancer and you get
Yes,
your
all you
hair
have to do
back.
is get sick.
Wild. Oh my
Wild.
God. What a
But
takeaway.
there are some, there are ups to everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great
And
outlook to have.
well,
100%.
the one thing I noticed, I mean, it's sort of a digression here, but the one thing I noticed is how many people get sick.
Mhm.
How many when I was in that institute, and they have all these rooms with like 4 chairs in each room for the chemotherapy because you got to sit there 4.5 hours or 4 hours, and they're all full.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
They're all
crazy.
full. And friends of mine just recently, one friend with breast cancer, another one with breast cancer, another one with brain cancer who passed away. My sister, brain cancer, passed away a couple of years ago. My brother,
I hear that.
just like every time, oh, there's another one. There's
Yeah.
another one. And
Yeah.
you go, holy cow, this is amazing. But the great thing is that the treatments that they're using these days are pretty phenomenal, so I'm very happy about that. Oh, there
Yeah.
she goes. My wife just ran off.
Oh, fair
Now the
enough.
puppy's freaking out.
Can hear the puppy, I think.
Yep.
That's
Baby,
okay.
come here. Candy, come here. Where'd she go? I don't know. She's a little tiny chihuahua.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cute.
She loves chihuahuas. Me, I like bigger dogs. No, she's freaking out. No. Where'd she go?
Yeah, I
Come here.
remember Brian and Sandy had a little dog when they were
Yeah.
living with you. Yeah. Forget its name, but yeah. So fun dog.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Do you have any goals or aspirations or things you'd like to accomplish now that you're back to work?
I just want to basically do the best that I can be and keep on. Look at now, she's just
Oh, you
tangled
got a
up
cute
in
little
my.
guest star.
Oh yeah. Well, there she is. See.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Cute little
Oh,
puppy.
better. There you go. But yeah, she's just been freaking out a little bit because mommy's gone. Where'd she
Yeah.
go? Anyway, but my aspirations, I just want to do and be the best that I can and keep doing it. I'm amazed that I can get through a 12-hour day now, which is I couldn't do that before.
Yeah,
But
those film hours are no joke. Like I've been
no,
working locations on Yellow Jackets lately, and it's like
oh, you
13,
work in
14
Yellow
hours
Jackets?
minimum. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
out. That's here in Vancouver, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. It's a good show. They
Oh,
should get you on there some. It's the last season. When you're a
oh
90s
yeah.
icon, it makes sense.
Well, this show that I'm doing now, it's called Untitled Hockey Movie or a hockey
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
series.
I was an extra on that in the opening scene.
Oh yeah,
So we're
yeah.
gonna be in the same show together.
I play the grandpa of. I play the father of the coach,
Oh, of Logan.
Sully.
Logan. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so far that's going very well, and it's we'll see how it goes. I mean, I've still got a couple of more episodes to do so
Heavy
far.
stuff too. Heavy stuff, right? Like
Oh yeah, it's like
that's a new version of the story of the Saskatchewan hockey team where all
yeah.
of the children perished on the bus
Oh,
trip. So
geez.
Oh
that's got to
yeah.
be some really, really difficult material to be covering, right? Because
Well,
you're talking about
we'll
dead
see
kids.
how it works. We'll see how it goes. But I think it's good, and I do the best that I can do with that, and also to maintain my health and just keep going. I'm kind of freaked out at the moment because my wedding ring is not on my finger, and so where the hell is it? And I couldn't wear it on the show,
Oh.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think I left it in my pants pocket, my wardrobe pants
In the
pocket.
wardrobe, yeah.
Oh, oh well.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm just, I've been, yeah. I'm just doing that, and I'm doing about 4 conventions this year. Going to go up mostly in Canada, in Eastern Canada, and because I haven't done any for quite a while, so it'll be a great test and see how it goes. Um, Basically, that's it. I just, it's a funny thing, when you're confronted with your own mortality, it sort of gives you a different perspective on things, on what's important and what's not. And I don't know. I just want to focus on things like my family and my health, and basically look out for our friends because I have a support group, and I'm part of a support group for a bunch of people in town who are going through the same challenges, and you can't really. Yes, I know. Yeah, baby. You can't really understand how it is until you've been through it because it's like your body and your brain has this tremendous amount of information to process, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. And
Mm.
so you want to, be as supportive as you can to all the other people who are going through that. So that's what we do.
Yeah, yeah. Both of my
That's amazing.
parents are cancer survivors too. My mother,
Yeah,
a more stressful attack of it, and yeah, it's really like the whole process of everything you're going through. Like your body is kind of turning against you when you have
yeah.
cancer, right? It's a weird
Well,
thing to think about.
it's not
Um,
only that, but you get what they call chemo brain, which I have never heard of, but it's the medical term is called lability,
okay.
and what it is all your emotions are right close to the surface. So if I would, in my worst time, I'd see a puppy on TV. "Ah, why are you
Oh.
crying? I don't know." It goes like that, and it's getting better now, which is great. Which is it can be quite embarrassing at times.
Yeah, I could see that. But maybe you could channel it to get those tears going when
I was
you're
gonna say
Oh
maybe
acting on the
yeah,
hockey
man.
thing.
maybe
When you need them,
Yeah.
well, it comes pretty easy. All I have to do is think of a puppy.
puppy.
Just yeah, it's well, actually, it was I have some very heavy scenes in the show, and I had to pull it back a little bit because it was a bit too raw, but it was working out great now, isn't it? Look at this.
Oh, looks so happy there. Look happy
Yeah.
to have his
Oh
dad.
yeah. Well, this is a new addition. Our puppy passed away a few weeks ago,
Oh
Mm,
geez.
sorry.
and
All
but she
right.
lived a long life. But
Mhm.
my wife has just been, I want my puppy. I want my
Yeah.
puppy. And so we went out and got a new puppy yesterday.
Oh
And this
wow.
is it.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow,
and
that's very new.
yes, and this is it. So she's still getting oriented. And aren't you, you little beast? You're getting oriented. Like, I like bigger dogs. I've always had bigger dogs, like Aussie Shepherds. And oh, don't you be chewing on that.
Yeah, my family had golden retrievers. I feel you on that.
Oh,
We're a
I've
Goldens.
big
Yeah,
dog
they're
family.
great too. But,
I've
oh,
got a
man, they're
border collie
shedding.
upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, he's upstairs. He's locked out of the room for now. He'd be too much of a nuisance. He'd be all over us.
Yes, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
But I had Aussie Borders for
Yeah.
30 years almost,
Yep.
and they are the greatest. Borders are the greatest dogs
They're so
ever.
sweet and so
But you have
smart.
to work them. If you don't work them,
He
oops.
get he gets real bored sometimes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they get bored, that's when they start doing uh,
Tearing things up.
Yeah.
mischief. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What do you want? Oh God. Anyway, so yeah, so I love those. I want to continue on with the Transformers and animation. I'm doing a little bit of animation here and there in a video game, and got that going on. But you got
Yeah.
to watch that series, Monster Loving Maniacs. It's on YouTube. There's
Yeah.
most of the episodes.
Who do you play
What's
in that?
I'm the lead guy. I'm the old man,
Oh, awesome.
and it's very funny. And the reason why it's so popular, apparently, I got from the Danes. They said it's something that the parents can watch with their kids and enjoy it as much.
well, I've got a 6-year-old and this looks right up his alley just taking a look at some of the stuff here. So I'll definitely throw this on for him.
Oh yeah, it's very funny. Well, it's like my 4-year old grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to watch the show? And he goes, I don't know. It's got monsters. Huh? Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
I like monsters. And it
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
so
monsters
funny
are
because they
great.
were watching the show and they've been watching a couple of episodes, and she pipes up. She goes, "That's Grandpa. Grandpa's on TV." And I said, "Yes, that is me." And he goes,
Oh,
he
that must
freaks
be a
out.
special experience.
Oh, that was very funny. That's
um
Grandpa.
So
So
how
they
is the
walked in.
recording? Oh, I was going to ask how the recording process for these sort of things has changed since back in the day. Like I think I've used to heard that you guys all used to record in a big room together. It sounds like maybe it's a little more of a solitary experience now.
Well, no, it's eased up somewhat
Okay.
because I did think it was Mega Man. Was it Mega Man?
Yeah, you were a bunch
No,
of characters on Mega Man.
yeah, Mega Man. I think it was Mega Man. I would do it ensemble and Ninjago was doing
Right.
Ninjago with the crew because the COVID thing it was over, but during COVID and after COVID, they were recording separately. So you just go into the studio and record 4 or 5 shows right away, and it's a good thing I've been doing this for a long time, so I can imagine what the responses from the other characters are going to be. So I tried, I do like a line 3 different ways with the other person's line delivery in mind,
Hmm.
and then hopefully one of them will fit. And it was fortunate because, excuse me, side effect
Yeah, no, it's all good.
drives me crazy.
Take your moments.
But the show turned out really really well, and I to this day I only met one person who was in the show. I
Wow.
Holy,
don't I
that's
have no
crazy.
idea who's in there. But I
So
saw
like,
this one girl once.
so how many episodes did you used to record back when it was like in a single day when you had the full cast? How
Yeah.
many episodes would you record then, and then how many episodes will you record in a single day now with the more
Well,
split
and
method?
with a full cast to do 2 shows
Okay.
in one day.
Wow.
By myself in the studio, I'd do 6 shows in maybe 2 hours,
Oh wow.
two and a
Wow.
half.
Wow.
Must be hard to even like do you lose track of what of the plot ever when that's happening?
Nope, nope.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
you're a pro, right? You never mind. You've been doing this for 40 years.
yeah.
I'm just putting myself in your shoes and then realizing that no, like the difference between me and you is 40 years of being awesome at this. Well, I guess we'll get back into the nerdy questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh,
nerd questions are good.
Let's
yeah,
nerd out a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
All right. So you have the rare distinction of playing both Optimus Primal in Beast Wars and Optimus Prime in Armada, Energon, and Cybertron. How
Yes.
did your approach to the character change between the two different versions of the characters?
Well, the in Beast Wars, it was more human,
Hmm.
more it was more storytelling. There was a lot. The stories were a lot more, I think, interpersonal, either into character. Like my relationships with Rhinox and Cheetor and
Yeah.
Rat Trap and so on, as opposed to the prelay of Armada, which is lots of battles and lots of stay here,
Yeah.
kids, don't go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Is a lot more like that, and I was sort of restricted by the fact that it was not prelay, so I couldn't really inject a lot of my character into it,
Yeah.
but I could basically do the best that I could. They were asking me if, sorry, they were asking me if I would, I guess they wanted me to sound like Peter
Right.
Cullen, because he was
Mm.
Generation One, and so I was sort of doing that, but not really. I mean, if I wanted to be like Peter Cullen, I could probably do that, but it would take time. So I give him this, but not as warm
Mm.
and mammalian, let's say, as Beast Wars. But both had their challenges, and both were quite fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun with the Autobots combined, doing
Yeah.
all that stuff. It was great fun. I liked it.
Yeah. So just to clarify for the audience that might not be aware, so prelay is when you're recording the voice before the animation is done,
That's
correct?
right.
And
Yeah.
then often you're just doing it later as more of a dub because it's
Yes.
from
Well,
somewhere else.
if you're doing anime, if
Hmm.
you're doing anime or from a foreign language. I've done it from Russian and German and whatnot. Um, you're basically fitting dialogue with that film. With prelay, you are the first one to record.
Mm.
So you put all of your character or whatever you want to into that voice and they draw around that voice.
Awesome. So that's more the acting. That's more the beefy acting
Yeah,
choices.
that's
Yeah.
beefy acting choices, and you're allowed some leeway as far as that goes. And we would do that. I mean, like I don't know if you remember the show Reboot,
Of
Mm. Oh
course.
yeah.
and Reboot Hack and
Love that one.
Slash. I was Slash, and push the button. I don't want to push the button. That guy and Hack, and the two of us would improvise dialogue.
was it, was that
And
Scott
then
Eamon's?
McNeil?
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
that
Scott,
Scott
Scott
right?
McNeil?
McNeil.
Yeah, yeah, the great Scott McNeil. Totally.
Yeah, there was Scott, and the original was Phil Hayes, and we would improvise the script, and then we do the 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 script as scripted. We do all the dialogue as scripted, and then we mess around with it, and
Yeah, you kind of do your Rosencrantz and Guildenstern stuff on the
yeah,
side,
Rosencrantz and
and
Guildenstern.
it really felt like you guys were coming up with that. It makes so much sense to me that you guys were improvising there. What was the energy like in the Vancouver voiceover scene when that was happening? Like you had
Mm.
Reboot and Beast Wars, so like it's not just that this is a place where you can work. This is a place where you're actually on the forefront of the technological evolution of the
Oh, I
form.
know those iconic shows. It was like when we first saw the first version of Reboot when it first the trailers, the teasers. We saw them in the studio, and we just went, "Oh my God, this is amazing! I have never seen animation like this." And it was quite something to watch it. Even though we recorded just watching it was amazing. And then when Beast Wars came out, we did doing Beast Wars, the same thing. I just went, holy cow, this is quite incredible. And the advances they've made since that time in the animation they're doing now is like,
Yeah, video games look as good as that, and they're coming up with that in real time. Not to
yeah,
mention just how good the movies can look when the money is
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when the money is there, because it used to cost a lot of money. I mean, when you think about doing when they did that CGI feature of Toy Story,
Right.
it was like 300,000 hours
Yeah.
of rendering on that
Insane.
show. And then we
And
would,
on like super slow computers with
Right.
8
that's
gigs of
right.
RAM, maybe tops.
You could
And
probably render
now,
that.
and now they're using, multiple terabytes of processing power or multiple gigs of processing power, and just watching the difference, even things like things you don't even take notice of, but you really remember is the movement of hair.
Mm.
When
Mm.
you see hair move in a show, or skin tones, or even the expressions on people's faces, it's quite phenomenal. I just loved it. That's just what was watching, not the Titans, Clash of the Titans. It was something like that. It was a CGI movie from Japan about these, you know, giant monsters, and it was pretty phenomenal. Just watching the video was amazing, and that's why I say when we were there, we were number one.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we
right in the history books.
yeah, and the thing is that the guys who created Reboot and Transformers, Beast Wars, they did one of their first forays into video animation or computer animation was a music video by I think it was Men at Work. Remember that song?
I
I
think
want my
oh, Dire
MTV.
Straits.
That was
Dire Straits.
mainframe?
Yeah,
That was the same
mainframe.
Oh,
guys?
I had no
Same
idea.
guys.
That's
Yeah.
Oh
that's
my
amazing.
God. That
That's
is
amazing.
wow. That it's a smaller world than you even imagine.
Yeah,
That's a bombshell. I never knew that. That's
yeah.
crazy.
That was out in England,
Yeah,
and the guys who created Reboot and that at Mainframe, that was one of their first big jobs. And
amazing.
that Dire Straits song was out when computer animation was in its absolute infancy.
Yeah, basically mainframe was back. Mainframe started back as early as like Pixar and ILM in the early '80s. Then,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
wow.
crazy. That's amazing.
yeah. They came over from England here to Vancouver and settled in Vancouver. The owners and when they brought this together, they go, Toy Story. We do this in a week. What they take a year to do, you
It's
know?
true. The time schedule on Beast Wars episodes was just a few
Yeah,
months compared to
yeah,
the years and years on every Pixar movie. So, uh, yeah, depending on what you're measuring, more impressive, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most interesting things was we took a tour through the cast took a
Yeah.
tour through the Mainframe studios there where they do all the work, and they're working on all these the computers, and there's all these guys like gnomes and these little things and making computer renderings, and they wanted the perfect body, so they had like for Dot on Reboot, so they had all these pictures of women in bathing suits in different shapes and sizes, and said, which one's going to be Dot? And so they're using that, and then watch them, make certain sections like backgrounds and coloring and whatnot. And it was fascinating to watch that, to watch the process. And those guys were great, and they in their mainframe offices. And so anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
yeah,
Uh, so to go back to Optimus Prime, do you have a
yes,
specific monologue or moment from your time as Optimus that stands out as like a favorite?
I think. Well, the favorite ones was my monologue with Megatron. Look, Megatron. We've been fighting for centuries. We don't have to do this anymore. Why can't we cohabit as two beings? Because we are here for one reason, and that is to save the people of the planet Earth. There's and it was a very nice monologue, and it was I like that one. Most of my stuff were not big long monologues, but I
Mm.
had great interactions. I had wonderful interactions with Cheetor, who was having identity crisis and
Right.
Yeah,
problems.
that
And
that that relationship really evolved over the years. You guys
yeah, it
went from
certainly
like
did.
mentor to almost adversarial in Beast Machines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was quite something. And that was one thing that I loved about that show was the interactions and the writing that they did was really quite wonderful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, shout out Bob Ford and Larry DiTilio and all that team. Really good writers.
oh yeah, and the music guys. So the guys who did all the theme music were from an old rock band called Spring,
Okay.
and the composer I think was the keyboard player. What's his name? But
That
I
makes
remember
sense.
that.
Iconic guitar licks. Like everyone
Yeah.
Oh
remembers that
yeah.
Beast Wars guitar sound.
Da-da,
Yeah.
da-da,
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 Yeah, yeah,
da-da,
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 yeah.
da-da.
When I told people that we were doing a podcast on it, everyone would do the like.
Yeah. And there's the thing is that when I was in high school, his band played at our high school dance.
Oh wow.
And the band was called Spring, and they had a giant silver car spring sitting on the stage. That was their thing in the high school auditorium down in Richmond. And I'll never forget that. They were an amazing band. Bob. It was just yeah. So it was kind of weird. But I remember sitting there talking to him one day and going, I used to play at my high school dance. And I went, and he goes, "Oh, right, the soul dances. I remember them." And
That's
I said,
funny.
"Yeah, only 50 years ago, but hey, over 50 years ago." But it's just holy shit, I'm old.
Are they
Um,
the spring band that did a song called Bougainvillea? Am I pronouncing that
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna check this out as soon as we're finished this
yeah.
lovely little
Check it out.
chat here that we're having. I will, yeah. Everyone should
yeah.
learn more about the band that made your favorite guitar licks from Beast Wars.
Yeah, and also when getting back to the relationships of the my scenes with Dinobot when Dinobot was
Yeah.
on
Mm.
his way out was that was pretty phenomenal as well.
Yeah, that final episode with him, you guys have some
Well,
really great exchanges. I felt stuff as a kid, watching
yeah,
Very,
that. Like really
yeah.
felt stuff watching that.
Would you say that Scott McNeil is one of the most impressive like voice actors you've worked with as far as like his control and like ability to do different voices?
oh yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. No, Scotty is. Whew, I'd
Yeah.
love to be able to do all those voices, but
His
I
range
can't.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
Have you
playing Silverbolt.
He was
Is there
always doing,
anybody else that had that kind of range? Yeah.
No. I think let's see who. The only one I can think of was a guy out of Toronto. Or no, a guy out of Ottawa, Rick Scott, and he did Care Bears and different shows like that. I think that was his name, Rick Scott. But I had worked with him doing commercials, and he had an incredible. He did a lot of Disney stuff, and he was an amazing voiceover guy. Um, I've done my fair share. I've had some pretty versatile voices back when I was
Yeah, I remember
younger.
being really surprised to find out that you were Slash. Like it makes sense now
yes.
to
Yeah,
put it in, but like as a kid I never ever was like, "Oh yeah, that's Optimus Primal." Like I could spot watch other shows and spot your voice, but that
yeah,
one never knew what was
yeah.
going on.
Because no, that's because I did that one and Cyrus and Doc Fingers. I my digits. Yeah, make a mind with the chaos. That was that was a good one. I had a few voices. King Hippo was pretty funny.
Yeah, you were
Remember?
Dr. Robotnik in Sonic Underground.
That's
Yes,
right.
I hate that hedgehog.
And you were
Thrash.
He-Man. I don't think a lot of people know that you were He-Man in the New Adventures of He-Man.
Yes.
Is it intimidating to step into a role when fans have an idea? Or I guess this was before Beast Wars, so this might have been in just another cartoon era of
Yeah.
things.
No. With He Man, it was again. It was Sue Blue who was directing it, and she said, "Okay, do this, do that, do this, do that." And so I came up with this character by the power of Grayskull. You know, time travel is only make believe, but we can't learn from the past. Until next time, it's just
Oh,
like
that's good.
Mhm.
yeah. So that's I came up with that because I had heard the original
Hmm.
He-Man,
Hmm.
and to be quite honest, I really didn't like it.
Mhm.
I didn't think it had a lot of this heroic kind of stuff.
It's kind of a cliche voice. It's kind of the voice that people do when they're playing a character that has no self-awareness
That's right.
as a put on.
And I didn't want that. I wanted to imbue the character with something. And I'm sorry to say, I do that with every character I play. It doesn't even matter what it is. Even like with King Hippo, excuse yourself, you pig. I didn't do it. Eggplant Wizard. Those guys killed me. I did a film called, or a television series called Day of the Dead, a George Romero zombie thing.
Oh.
And I played the father of this woman who was getting married at this hall where we had the zombie attack. And he said, I thought this was just going to be a one-dimensional character, but actually, you brought a lot of life. You made this character somebody we care about, and that was from the producers. And I said, "Well, that isn't that what we're supposed to do?" And that's I just do that. That's what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from the sheriff in Freddy versus Jason to the we were General Colonel in Stargate,
Yeah.
kind
I was
of
a
coming
Colonel
into
Chekov, the
yeah,
Russian. Yeah,
nice little Star Trek reference maybe.
No, Chekov was that they came up with name. I just, the
Yeah,
words
yeah.
and they always give us trouble. We never get. Because the funny thing is, when people come up to, I was at a convention, somebody came up and started rattling off in Russian. They used to do all my stuff in Russian, and
Mm.
I said, "I'm sorry, I don't speak Russian." And he goes, "No, I see you on TV. You speak perfect Russian. You got Georgian accent." And I said, "No, no, I'm English all the way." I had to learn Russian. It was very frustrating, but I learned it. And there's "Вы свободны, подождите меня до двери. Пошли, товарищ." I just like, what? What do that's, but the guy goes, and he was convinced that I could speak Russian.
That's amazing.
So that was good.
Wow.
So,
I
You've
mean,
also
yeah,
go ahead,
it's
Jim.
convincing. That sounds convincing. I've been watching the show Ponies recently, and that sounds just as authentic as I think. It's all about just learning how certain sounds land, right?
well,
Like,
that's
because
it. It's
things
all
like
about
S's
tone
and
and rhythm.
K's and T's can sound so different in different cultures.
Well, they have
Um,
words that we have, things that they have sounds that we don't have, like st, st,
mm,
to SCHH, and they have a nye, nye, good nye, nye.
Mm,
It's the NY. It's a nye, nye.
mm.
We don't have that sound.
no, totally.
Visvobodny, you know. I would have a hell of a time getting some of the words out. And what's really funny is if you do the lines with a strong Russian accent, like some of the lines I had were quite difficult to say as a Russian speaking English. And so I can't say this with this accent. He says, "Yes, you can." "No, I can't. I'm telling you." And it became difficult, but it was integral to the character
Mm.
to be able to say those words um, in that accent, and you don't realize that when people from foreign language. Well, I'll give you a classic example. Melania, the wife
Yeah, he shall not be named. Yeah.
yeah, he shall not be named. He, she, she speaks with this very strange accent that takes a long time to say certain adversarial people, and she's been there 27 years, and you'd think, well, okay, you might be able to get rid of the accent, but she never got rid of that accent. And
I think she uses that accent as a bit of a weapon in a way, you
yeah,
know?
why are
She,
you teasing me? I'm having problems with language. It's not fair. I
yeah,
suppose.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
I
to
don't know.
make people like expect less of her, because God
Mm,
knows no one expects anything of her.
yeah.
Well,
Um,
that's sad, but there you go.
yeah.
Anyway, so that was that, and I had some great interactions with characters on Beast Wars and also on Reboot, but more comical. Like I catch a little dog and I go, "Fly, little one, be free, be free," and it was totally made up, but they kept it in the script because it was funny.
Yeah.
"Hold me, Megabyte will kill us."
I
Remember
remember that. Uh,
that? Yeah.
when you get a script for a new character like that, do you have like a physical and vocal process for finding their voice? Do
Oh
you like
yes.
do you go from do you go from their image, or like how do you break this down? We've seen videos of voice actors breaking down and making like very minuscule choices even though you're not being seen. So can you describe your process a little bit?
Yes. Well. First off, you you have a look at the physicality of the character. You look. What does it look like? Is it a big fat, or is he thin and greedy? You got that. Yeah, that kind of a. How old is that character? And you can take characters like if you have a voice, it's up here in the top of your head, or you can take it and you put the voice through your eyes, or into your nose, or into the front of your mouth, the middle of your mouth, the back of your throat, and down into your chest. You don't actually change your voice at all, but you're just changing where the resonator is. Now you can add a bit of gravel to that in the chest, up into the throat, in the middle of your mouth, the front of your teeth, up into your nose, your eyes, and the top of your head. So you can, so you have these
Wow.
different things in your body. Now you can add accents or breathing um or stutter or you can change the shape of your jaw and
Wow.
make
You
them
just have so
voices.
much control and awareness of like the
Yeah.
inside of your own mouth. I can't even get
Right.
my head around that. I am just in awe, sir. Thank
It
you.
sound
I
it
appreciate
But
that.
sounds
that's
like you have to be really like animated behind the mic in the booth too, I bet. Like
oh yeah, as long as you keep your head still, you can do whatever you want with your hands,
that's
Mm.
crazy.
or you can strike heroic poses, or you can yeah. What do you want? What do you want? Huh? You can, but you have those. I remember doing a voice for a show called War Planets or Shadow Raiders,
Yes.
Yes, another great one.
and I was doing the voice of Femur, was the little lizard guy with the big eyes. And I remember walking into the office of the company of Mainframe, and Brian, was it Brian? Who was it? Or Chris goes, "Give me a voice for that." And he showed me a little maquillage or a
Yeah.
clay statue of the character sitting on the table. And said, "I want a voice for that." So I'm looking at him, and he's got this big mouth, and he's got this sort of a
Yeah.
sly thing, and it's a so wait a minute. So he's kind of, it looks kind of, you know, uh, lewd. And he goes, yeah, it's about right. And I said, well, how about this? Hey, Dom, I'm not making any trouble. I just wanted to say hi and show me your breasts. And the guy goes, that's the voice. Okay.
Yeah. You
You
got the
know,
Amazing.
character in one there.
Amazing.
yes,
That's
that's
so
because you
good.
look at as I say, you look at the physicality and what kind of a character is he? And Scott McNeil played the other character,
Pelvis, I think.
Pelvis, and he had one of the oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
what are we
You guys
doing?
are a great duo together there.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
And I think Jim Burns was the vizier, right?
Yeah,
The
the
older
Vizier. Yeah,
character there. Jim Burns is another just always turns in a great performance
Right?
actor.
yeah. Jim, I see him every once in a while. I haven't seen him lately. He's been sort of busy, doing his studio stuff. So.
Yeah, before the pandemic, I used to see that he had shows all the time, and I haven't seen a show advertised since. But if I see one advertised again, I'm gonna go because
Yeah. Well, usually
probably one
with
of the
the
last ones.
Sojourners, or what they call the Sojourners.
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, with Marcus Marcus Mosley. They did that all that gospel stuff and soul stuff. Yeah, I say Marcus every once in a while. He's got such a great voice. He's got
Mhm.
love
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And so that's basically it. And then you can add different accents. You can add pace. Some guys talk really fast, sometimes they talk very slowly. So you find that in the voice. But the key, like Sue Blue would say, find out how the character laughs. And once you find the laughter of the character, then you pretty well got the character. And with Femur, it was and with He-Man, it was and I don't think Optimus. I've never seen Optimus laugh, so he never laughed. He was so boring. No, he was a great. He was the dad,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
We used to Jim and I would joke that a lot of the episodes would end with all the Maximals kind of gathered around with laughing at whatever
It's true.
something
In the
that's happened.
first season, there are like five or
yeah,
six episodes that do end with you guys laughing, and then it stops, and it's so good when it stops because it just
yeah.
feels so unnatural. It doesn't feel like what you're
Oh, that.
supposed to be doing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
Um,
end of that one.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, totally. And the camera will drift away, and you're just like, "What?" Doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of like how Saturday Night Live sketches don't really know how to end a lot of the time. First
Yeah,
seasons of TV shows are like Saturday Night Live sketches. You're figuring stuff out as you go,
That's
and
right.
then of course like season two was so dialed in, right?
yeah.
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 Well, it's just like, that's how they do it. So
Yeah.
next nerdy question.
So we mentioned Jim Burns, and he is another actor that, like you, does a lot of live action and voice acting. Like you're not
Yeah,
exclusive. Um, so like you had long runs on Stargate, like you mentioned, Cold Squad. You're in like the most of that show, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
70 episodes almost.
Yeah, yeah. So do you prefer the camera or the microphone? Like, is there one that you prefer, or is it just different itches?
It's 50-50, one half a dozen of the other, because the thing I love about the being in the studio is you're creating this scenario with your voice. You're lifting it right off the page, basically no rehearsal. You're just reading it, and you're going, okay, and we're going to do this character, and you bring it to life. And then
Mm.
when you see it, it's pretty cool to see after you finished your animation.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And also, you can get done in a day, which is great, and you get paid for it.
Yeah.
In film, you work very long hours.
Yeah.
Like I just had a day, they had 12 hours the other day,
Yeah.
and you you got you have to learn all your lines and memorize all your lines, which is no biggie. I don't mind that. But it's a very organic process, and you get onto a set, and if you're not familiar with working on set, you think, oh, this is kind of organized chaos. What's all of this stuff? What are they doing?
Mm.
But everybody has a specific job,
Mm.
and when you see them as their specific jobs, and you're just part of that cog, or you're part of that machine, it's quite amazing to watch how it all works and comes together. And there's, the technical aspects of finding your light, hitting your marks, and interacting with the people, on the screen, and making sure you're talking. I'm talking to you, but there's 50 people around, all milling around, and they're all watching and got the cameras and the lights, and they're adjusting, and I'm going,
Yeah.
did I do something wrong? Nope, not you, technical. And
Oh yeah, that question of whether did I do something wrong as soon as you're on camera and things aren't working sets paranoid. Like I was a extra on Fire Country last week,
yeah.
and they did two shots, and they were just like, we really don't need this person, send them home. And they were like terrified to tell me that they didn't need me anymore, but I was just like, I got it. I knew what the shot didn't make sense to have
Yeah,
this person
if they
in.
don't need you, why keep you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That same
Yeah.
thing happened to me the other night. I thought that I would be in the last shot because I was sleeping on a lazy boy in the background.
Mm.
But the angle of the camera, the way the camera was angled on the conversation between the two girls, you didn't see me. And so the director said, "We don't see you. You're off. Bye bye."
Great.
And so I went, yay! I went, oh
Yeah. Totally.
yeah. But
Yeah.
sometimes the days can be long and tiring, and when you're outside and cold and wet and rain, it can be really tough. But it's a challenge, and I enjoy it very much. I especially enjoy the camaraderie between everybody on set
Mm.
and the cast. It's always great, and a lot of these people, a lot of the people who are working on set. I mean, there's a lot of new people, but many of them. I've worked with over 30 years, so it's just like old home week.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a real shorthand when you've been able to work with people a lot on a film set and you can
Yeah,
trust them. And so you can really get a lot done. Like you'll have, like there can be 100, 120 people and each one of them is reporting to one person. So there's
yeah,
like 12 people that have all had conversations with three people. And it's like this sleeper cell of art all coming together all
yeah,
around you. And everyone knows what they're doing and you have no idea what they're doing. And you
yeah.
just
It's
hope to be out of their way.
well,
Um,
many years ago, I made a point of going to every single person on set when I was working and said, "What is your job? What do you do?"
Smart.
And
Smart. Very smart.
once you know what they do, your biggest service to them is to stay out of the freaking way.
Always 100%. Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, just, oh, you don't need me here. I'm over here. I'll be here. You know, you get
Okay.
them.
Yeah. So this has been awesome. We got four
Yeah.
minutes left. So
Okay. I
I
know you
figure
got a
we'll give
nerdy
you
question there.
we're going to give you an opportunity to end it with first we'll say thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
thanks. Thank you for being generous with
And
your time.
yeah. And if you could go back to the very beginning of your career and give a young Gary Chalk one piece of advice, what would that be?
The very beginning of my career, or the very beginning of your career, what I would say is never take anything for granted. Do your work. Always try to improve on your work because you can never rest on your laurels. You're only as good as your last job. And what what happens when you don't get the part? It's not because of you. There
Mm.
are hundreds and hundreds of different things that will determine whether you get a part or not. It's like winning a lottery. You know, you don't know. You just do it, and also respect everybody on set and treat everybody the same way as you treat anybody, because they are the ones who make you look good, and they work very hard to make your show look good. So
Totally. Yeah. Make eye
yeah,
contact with those PAs and grips
yeah, you always say
and
hello
say
to
hi.
everybody.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
treat everybody
totally.
with dignity and respect, and I've found that that's held me in good stead. And also, be prepared when you go on set. Be prepared, because the longer it takes for you to get performance out, the harder people have to work. And
Yeah.
it's always nice when you walk on set and you have everything that you need. You're all prepared. You do your scene, you bang them off in a couple of takes, and then you move on. And they go, "We love that,"
Yeah.
and it's true. And so uh, it's not like, oh, everything a producer says is true for 5 minutes.
That is so perfect. That's good. I think
There,
we can end on that.
That's
Perfect.
perfect.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Gary.